Hey, good morning, everyone. So before Thanksgiving break, we looked at the Anti-Federalists and their position on why they were against the Constitution. And the main thing that they wanted was that Bill of Rights to protect our individual rights, which are our first 10 amendments. This week, we are going to look at the Federalist position, and you are going to do a little Twitter template of an important Federalist and also a very important Anti-Federalist, and tweet about what their beliefs would be, and also provide a little summary about their background. All right, I will create a separate video for that to help you out. But this week we are looking at Federalist. All right, so the Federalists, remember, anti-Federalists, they were against something. They were against ratifying the Constitution at first. The Federalists, they're a little bit different. So once the delegates agreed on their strategy, supporters of the Constitution became known as Federalists. They were trying to organize quickly to counter the efforts of the Anti-Federalists. Ratification debates, in multiple states, they lasted about 10 months. And remember, Philadelphia was, the Constitutional Convention. It was a very intense and bitter political struggle there. But the Federalists, they ended up publishing a series of essays in 3 New York newspapers. The purpose of these essays were, to counter or to go against the Anti-Federalist positions. These essays were called the Federalist. That wasn't really that creative of a name, but they called it the Federalist. One of the most important works was the Federalist in defending the Constitution and why we needed to ratify this. Many Americans, though, agreed that a republic could not be sustained over a large and diverse nation. All right, so remember, we had 13 colonies at the time, and they were predicting, that we might conquer or add more land to the states. And we would become a very large and diverse nation. And from previous experiences, no republic had ever survived when the nation grew larger. I mean, look at what happened with Rome. This was a great example of this. So I'm going to show you how to do today's assignment right now. So today's assignment, actually this week's assignment, there's just one assignment for the week. It is a Twitter research of an Anti-Federalist and Federalist, and it looks like this. So what you're going to do, you are going to use these sources I gave you, and these sources have Anti-Federalist and Federalist on them. If you go to page 15, you have James Madison, a Federalist. You have John Jay, a Federalist. Alexander Hamilton, very important Federalist. Patrick Henry, Anti-Federalist. Richard Henry Lee, Anti-Federalist, and George Mason, an Anti-Federalist. So you are going to pick one Anti-Federalist and one Federalist for your research. You're going to create a Twitter template for this person on this Google document. All right. Sometimes for bonus, I let you guys actually create a Twitter profile for that, but we do not have to do that for this. We're just using this Google document. So the first part is Federalist. You're going to create a username for a Federalist. Make sure it's relatable to who you picked. All right, so Alexander Hamilton, make sure you relate it to that person. You're going to type in here, all right, and then also you're going to add a picture of Alexander Hamilton or whatever Federalist you picked in here, all right. Number 2, write one tweet about this person's belief. So you're going to come back to this document. You're going to read their short bio and their beliefs, and you are going to create a short 60-word summary of their beliefs, maybe their background, and where they worked and things like that, where they're from. That was section 2. Part 3, you're going to research and write down 2 Federalists that would follow this person. All right. So if you picked a Federalist like Alexander Hamilton, what are 2 other Federalists on this document that would probably follow Alexander Hamilton if he had a Twitter? And finally, a bonus is to subtweet about an Anti-Federalist. So a subtweet is basically like dissing or talking smack about your opponent. So what would a Federalist tweet about when it comes to an Anti-Federalist? That's for bonus. Then you're going to flip over to here and do the same exact thing for an Anti-Federalist. And you are going to, pick that person. Could be Richard Henry Lee, and put a picture, and you're going to answer these 4 questions on the document as well. And that is what you're going to do for this week with Anti-Federalist versus Federalist. Make it fun, make them have some creative, unique usernames, and make it accurate to what they would believe and what they were for and what they were against. If you have any questions, you guys know what to do. Hopefully I'm back in the building as soon as possible. If you have any questions, please email me and I will get back to you.